Hey everybody, these are Sean's Rants. And in this rant, I want to talk about too much dog. This is a hard one, guys. So, too much dog is something that I think any trainer out there working with more serious cases is something that they're going to see from time to time. And that's where we've got this imbalance, right? And that imbalance is basically we've got a more assertive dog and a less assertive owner, right? So it would really look like this, more assertive dog and less assertive owner. And what that causes is a major imbalance. It causes almost kind of on a primal animal to animal level where the dog struggles to respect, listen, abide, be responsive to the owner, even with great tools, even with great strategies, even with great training. And it can be a very frustrating component or dynamic for trainers, and obviously just as frustrating for owners as well. We've seen numerous cases where we've been able to, because we work with dogs all the time and we've really cultivated that stuff, we're able to work with even the heaviest dogs and get really great responses. And then with the same tools and the same approach, we find because of relationship issues or fractures in that or perceptions that the dog has, the tools themselves, the training approach itself will actually be undermined by the dog's perception of the owner being weaker than them. I hope that makes sense. It's so intriguing and it's so essential to resolving a lot of issues. So what it brings it around to really is that we've got all of these fancy training approaches and tools that work really well, but if you've got one of those situations of too much dog where your dog is actually more assertive than you are and you're down here and you're typically fundamentally just naturally where you come from softer, you got a lot of work to do. That becomes less about training. The training skill still got to happen, tools still have to happen, but this is about your work. This is about you becoming someone that's more believable in an assertive fashion, someone that's not putting it on, someone who's not BSing, but someone who actually has done the work to learn how to be more assertive with human beings, with dogs, in their life in totality, the presence they bring to what they bring to the table as far as the interactions and the dynamic, that becomes your work. And we've seen clients who've come in soft and being taken advantage of and done their work and really able to turn it around. And we've seen clients that have struggled with it because God knows it's a lot of work. So that kind of sums up that thing. It's like it's always about like how much effort you want to put into it and are you willing to put the effort in? Because some dogs are going to show up and they're going to be more assertive than you are or possibly could be. And your job is to find your way. If you want to hold on to that dog and keep that dog in that house, your job is to do the training, the tools, but also very likely work on transforming yourself. And here's the last kicker is that if you're not able to do that, if the dynamic is so out of balance, it may be a time for a real contemplation of a dog being rehomed. Those are just kind of some of the sad realities and practicalities of that, is that there's no fun for either species to live when that balance is really out of whack like that. So I implore you guys to take an honest look at your dog's situation, and if you really feel like your dog's attitude is stronger, firmer, more assertive than yours, you've got to do some real self-assessment, decide if you can make the adjustment, and if you can't, then you have some hard decisions ahead of you to try and figure out what's best for you and your dog.